How's it guys, Brandon at Cosmic Comics. Today we're having a look at another one of the exclusive Iron Studio statues. So today we've got the Lord of the Rings, it's the Witch King of Angmar. So let's just have a quick spin of the box and then we'll pull it out and have a closer look at the figure itself. So something that they're doing now, I noticed with the exclusives, I don't know if they'll be doing this with the standard statues as well, is they've got this sort of like a uncolored 3D version of the statue. So I'm assuming that this is something that they maybe pulled from their modeling software. But yeah, that is pretty cool. It's just something different compared to what they usually do with the boxes. Cool, so I think let's go ahead and pull this guy out. Cool, so managed to assemble him. It was a little bit challenging in some places, but we'll get to that in a sec. Let's just give it a quick spin here. So I'm loving the cloak in it that he's got going on here. You'll see there's lots of like sort of mud slash dirt, if you will, on the bottoms. That's really awesome. The arm is really cool as well. It's got sort of like a metal finish to it. So in terms of the paint application, they did an outstanding job with this one. I'm not the biggest fan of Lord of the Rings myself, but oops, polystyrene fighting back. I'm not the biggest fan of the Lord of the Rings stuff myself, but this is still an epic statue, even for someone like myself who doesn't really like the Lord of the Rings too much. So in terms of the bits that were a bit challenging to put together was, I don't know if it might have just been this one the way it was, obviously from because I don't know if you guys know, but heat, like hot and cold, that usually affects the mold a little bit. But the sword was a little bit tricky to get in, but this arm over here does have a little bit of flex. So if you guys have one of these and you're struggling to get the sword, you can flex this arm a little bit. I wouldn't go over the top at the risk of breaking it, but definitely you can sort of pull that a bit. And then over here, this also so this is actually made out of plastic, which I'm actually kind of grateful for. I know a lot of guys complain when they make some of these smaller pieces out of plastic, but in this case it worked out really well because you've got to really force that little plastic bit into the end of the I'm going to call this a mace, but you had to really force it in, and then as well where the handle actually goes into the hand, you had to really push that in as well. So if they'd made that out of something like resin or polystone, I'd be really stressed about fiddling too much with that at the risk of breaking it. But all in all, this is a really epic looking statue. Like I said earlier, this is one of the event exclusives. So this means that it's one of the more rare statues. Obviously, all of Iron Studios statues that have been released and statues that will still be released they're all limited to some degree. But these event exclusives, they make even fewer of them. This is what causes these statues to go up in value long term. I think let's try and have a closer look here, just so you guys can see sort of the more of the details in like the armor and that kind of thing. It's like you can see there's sort of like textures going on with the arm over there. So it's really cool that they didn't just make it flat. But I mean, we wouldn't expect anything less from Iron Studios. These guys always kill it when it comes to the finer details. I'm really digging this base as well. Standing on what looks like lava or magma rather, I think it's called. So that's really awesome. But yeah, we do still have a couple of these available to order if it is something that you guys want to pick up. We'll leave the link down below to the online store if you want to go and grab one there. Alternatively, you guys can come and visit us in store. We do have sealed ones still. Cool, thanks for watching.